Power Rangers?
Well, I guess my first memory of Power Rangers starts a long time ago too, even before the series aired on American TV. This was when I was emigrating from mainland China over to Hong Kong, and we don't have action figures in mainland China back in the day, but in Hong Kong we do. And my mom bought me this action figure with movable joints and everything. It was a Yellow Ranger from the original Super Sentai series, which looks exactly like the Power Rangers, of course, when it aired in America, because the footage is taken from, you know, the Japanese series, the action footage, right? So that was my fondest memory, was playing on the dinner table and in the bathtub and the shower with the Yellow Ranger action figure.
For me, I don't remember watching the shows as such, and maybe I did, I just don't remember. But what I do remember is playing Power Rangers with my brother, and I specifically remember like wrestling with him, just like, but we would be like Power Rangers and then like fight. But I think that shows that even if you didn't watch the shows, like you wanted to be a Power Ranger, or you had it had an effect on you somehow in some capacity. So yeah.
I didn't really watch the show. I wasn't really allowed to watch TV until I was about 5, by which time I sort of missed it. So for me, it was more about connecting with the superhero aspect. You know, what do superheroes mean to people in this day and age and in society, and what can I do to replicate that and embody that to the best of my ability.
There's definitely a generational aspect and a family element to Power Rangers. I've had the fortune of speaking with many of your predecessors over the years. What has been the most important element that you wanted to carry on in terms of legacy with the series?
I think there was a focus in the movie on
pronouns.
On what, sir?
Names. It's a name of pronoun. Like all the names are the same. Exactly the same.
Oh right, okay, yes, all the names are the same for sure. I think also like the focus on what these kids are going through. I think that it's quite relevant to now, some of the issues that they're having. I think, I forgot what the question was.
The question was, how do we relate to the original series? Like,
what did you say?
Well, I was asking just, there's a legacy element. With
how to carry on the legacy.
So what's important to you personally about carrying on the legacy?
So they're going through real issues, and I think that takes it into a different space, do you know what I mean? And carries it on in a way that is relevant to kids in 2017. That's what I would say.
But yeah, I think it just deepens what the legacy had left to us, I think. Because these characters are definitely iconic. I think the legacy that I want to leave behind is that it deepens people's memories for these characters, because now you can relate to them more, because now the issues are more relevant and more relatable to date. And basically the legacy I want to leave behind is that because all these kids, they go through different issues, and everyone goes through different challenges in life. And I hope the message of the Power Rangers is that no matter what issue you're going through, as long as you can find someone else to help you out with them, and there's always other people out there to support you, you can overcome those issues. I think that's the core message of Power Rangers.
I understand you got the chance to meet Amy Jo Johnson recently.
Yeah.
2 days ago.
Yesterday. We are just forgetting. We don't know where we are on the day. Well, we've met her before. But it was so cool just having her walk in. No, yeah.
She's gorgeous.
She's so
beautiful,
and she has not aged. And I'm just like, what on earth? What are you drinking? What's going on? And she's so lovely. And yeah, no, that was really quite special. That was special.
Yeah, I was with her yesterday, and then 2 days before that, I was with Jason David Frank playing video games in San Francisco. So it's been a...
As you do. As you do. The life. San Fran, New York.
Yeah, I know.
So have any of the previous Rangers given you guys any advice on how to carry on with your fans, or with, you know, these characters?
I don't think they tried to kind of... I don't think they felt like they... I mean, they're there like as a support, but I think that they were just like, you know what, just enjoy it. And I think they just wanted to leave us to get on with it, really. And yeah.
They've actually been extremely supportive. And same with the OG fans. Speak about yourself. I mean, I can't speak for you, but the people that sound similar to you in the sense that they were big fans of the show, at least the online presence has been extremely optimistic, especially for me. I'm a newcomer and I'm jumping into this and I didn't watch the show. Everybody's still extremely supportive, and every day I get something, you know, a message or something or other going, best of luck, really supporting you, man. And for somebody who has no relation to come in and kind of touch that IP that everybody loves so much, that's pretty good. That's pretty good of the fans to do that, I think.
So I want to talk about something you already sort of touched on, was the superhero element. It definitely has more of a super suit, more superhero vibe versus necessarily the spandex feel, of course.
Thank goodness.
Can you
I don't
talk
know how I
about
would have been spandex.
Can you talk about the experience of suiting up for the first time? What was going through your mind when you got the actual chance to be in your uniform?
I went.
Yeah,
Sorry.
go on. No, go on.
I just thought I would mention I was the first to try on the suit.
Mhm.
I flew to Wellington to Weta.
Oh yeah, that's right. Oh my god, that's
yeah.
right.
And I tried on the original, like, it was like this, but no color dye. And this material that they worked with, it was like a multi-layered sort of aluminium and silicone thing that Weta, which is one of the best, how do you describe it?
Yeah,
It's that and Legacy
Special.
fabricator in the world, run by Richard Taylor, who's a multi-Academy Award-winning guy. And we looked around and I tried on the prototype of this suit in Wellington with a whole team of people.
This is a funny story because when Dave, because he's actually the only person who tried on the suit at that point when we first met, right? And he's telling us, oh, the suits are amazing. They're so light and wonderful. I can move around with full mobility in them. And we finally got the final suit because he tried on a prototype that was made with probably styrofoam. And it weighed 10 times more. We could hardly move in them.
Yeah, it was quite.
There's a fan right here, right next to your ear. And it filters air from the back of the mask through the fan. So when you're in a scene, including the darkness of the visor, and there's no nose holes or anything here, the visor fogs up, the fan is kind of acting as a demister, but the combination of the whole process leaves you blind and deaf. So in every scene that we're having to act, we're and we're facing a wall, and the other ranger's over there, and I'm like, Dacre, actually, turn right. Oh yes, very good, I'm in the scene now. Yes.
So Zordon should have planned a little bit better with the helmet design.
Yes, potentially. But they did a great job designing this.
But yeah, the technical aspects aside, though, the suits are built into the story too, and that these teens discover how to become heroes because they have to discover the power within them, right? So the suit actually comes from within, rather than some spaceship just zapping a suit onto you.
Yeah.
Awesome. So training process. What was it like training for these roles? So there's a very physical element, obviously, too.
The shoot in general was a very physical shoot. So I think, for example, before we shot, 3 months before, I was training 3 times a day. It was pretty grueling. But I think it's also not just aesthetically to because at the end of the day, we are also kids in high school. So for example, Becky and I, we discussed this and we were obviously it's not, we don't need to look like models, we are just kids. So, but it was also for us to have the stamina to get through the shoot. And I think sometimes there's a misconception there of just it's just purely to be ripped and no, it's also just to get through, and it's really important to be healthy on a shoot like that because, they're really long days and we had a lot of physical demands. So,
Well, I don't know about her, but both the girls looked like models before we started anyway, so they didn't really need to do much about it.
Stop.
Not true. I don't know. I think I learned a lot in the training about diet, my physicality, a lot of stuff that I neglected in my training growing up when I was just tons of protein and got to push weights in the gym, and when it actually became about how do you use your body, flexibility, your muscles, every single, it wasn't just an aesthetic. It was let's spend 2.5 months and this is your job. And a challenge. And I don't know, and it was an amazing actually, one thing I haven't mentioned in the interviews was that halfway through I had a TFC, triangular fibrocartilage, which is that little padding in there, and I tore straight through it doing a one-handed cartwheel because I got funny one day and I was I had all this training, bulking up, and then tried to do, we were taking a record of our stuff and I did this one, and then and they were oh well, you shouldn't have done that. I was no, so I didn't do that in the film.
The Red Ranger just comes carving in. And they're there he is!
With a cat. Actually.
Awesome.